to your higher self. What are your favorite ways? And I want to just like, first of all, just like break it down. What is intuition to me, and how would I really describe it? It's just like, I think the inner, I like to think of it as an inner GPS system, which is like always guiding us. It's just that when we're disconnected, we lose track in the outer world as well, right? Like, because everything that's happening outside is in manifestation of what's happening inside. Yeah. So our intuition is nothing but a GPS system directly connected to the universe and to us, right? So all we're understanding here today is how to tune into that frequency, and how to, and now I'm not saying, I don't even want you to get into this, oh my God, I have to be connected all the time, or I always have to be. Because, we've been disconnected for a very long time. And one day, if you just want to tune in, it'll start happening with you probably sometimes in moments. It will happen, and then more and more. Sometimes you will be hours into that frequency. Sometimes you'll be there for days, and sometimes you'll be like, oh my God, I'm disconnected. The more you connect, the more you come back to that place of what I also like to call alignment. Alignment is when you are connected to that GPS system. So the more you come back to it, the more you recognize how your life starts shifting when you are in alignment, when you're listening to your intuition, when you're following your inner guidance system, that inner GPS system. Yeah. So just to start off, like how I used to do it. Okay, again, one more thing. Just want to like plug this here and here, because I think it's very important. A lot of people have this question. What is the difference between okay, Shivani, you're saying intuition, just let's like tune into that frequency. So whenever I'm like confused, I try to listen, but a lot of people like, I cannot listen to my intuition. That's because we have our intuition, and then when we have our guidance system, and our intuition and fear. Okay, so both of this stuff is like working in us. When we're disconnected to our intuition, our fear's volume just crank up. It's just too loud, and we cannot really hear the intuition. Yes. So how do we go? So our practice is mostly about shifting from fear to intuition more and more every single day, as we practice more spiritual practices, as we practice more spiritual principles, and we give ourselves that space to connect more, right? So how do you distinguish between the voice of fear and the voice of intuition? And I think a lot of us have that, because when we are confused and when we are asking ourselves, okay, what should I do? Right? Like we have to make a decision, and we're like, okay, what should I do? We cannot really easily make that decision when our voice of fear is very loud. Yes? How does fear feel like? So this is the clear distinction between your intuition and your fear. Okay, your fear is very, very loud. It's really loud. It has that desperate energy, and it just wants to, it's almost like someone forcing you to just do something. Do that, do that, do that. It's like really loud. It's really mean. It's really bitchy. It's really like rampant, and it's very desperate. It wants you to do it now. Okay, and this is when we sometimes hear the call of fear and feel like, okay, if I don't do this right now, something will go missing, or I will be derailed, or this will happen, or that will happen. And honestly, if you listen to your intuition is in fact like, it's okay, take your time, right? It's okay. You don't have to make a decision right now. You are safe in this present moment, and you can relax, and you have nothing at all to worry about. And maybe you can make this decision tomorrow or the day after. There will always be a perfect timing. And the voice of intuition is honestly very calm. It's very reassuring. It does not have that conceding tone which your fear has. It's not desperate. And why we cannot also hear it is because it's really subtle. Yeah. So your fear, your intuition is like, do that. Yeah. And your fear is like, do that, do that, do that. You don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. You see the difference between the tones, and you actually feel that. How to feel that? How to feel is when you tune into your body. Yeah, which brings me to the next step. I really want you guys to take notes, that you don't like, forget it all, or you don't like just slip up. So keep taking notes and probably make it
I'll
probably step
also be
by.
putting them on the chat. So that's also easy
Okay,
for people to,
that's
keep track
amazing.
of
Yeah,
it so they
that's
can be here.
amazing. Yeah. So yes, bringing me to the next part, which is that okay. One more thing, Chandna. I'm not able to see my screen on a full screen.
You're visible. Don't worry about that. I'm
Okay, because
keep
in
track.
my box I'm not seeing it. So
No, yeah,
yeah.
I can see you.
Okay, great. So bringing to the next one, how to go to the next step of tuning into that place, and that is by tuning into your body. Yeah, you can only, our body is, as I said, the GPS system is stuck inside our body. It's a lot like how we keep on seeking God, universe, and we keep on asking for help me. Like, when we are in those desperate times, when we are asking for help, we're like, help me. And we feel like something or someone from the outside will like almost fly down and help us. Sometimes our angels and spirit guides do that. But they all, and that's the best part about being human, is that even the angels and universe and spirit guides and like all these powerful entities, what you want to say, like you feel they have more power than you, but honestly, they are powerless without you. They need a human body to work through. And this is the significance of being in this physical body, in this vessel. You are also an angel, honestly. Okay, you've but chosen this physical human body needs through this vessel because you knew that you cannot really play your part in the earth's assignment, dynamics, in any which way until and unless you really take this shape and this form, which is why our body is directly a connection to the universe, which is why the GPS system is inside us, which is why when we seek for help outside, it's actually a sign to look within. How people say, right, what you seek outside is just right inside you. I mean, I'm not able to figure that quote out. It's a quote by Rumi. What you see outside is within you, something like that. So basically, yes, it's connecting to that GPS system through your body. And that's why when nothing works and when you're like, I cannot make out if this is the voice of fear or if this is the voice of intuition, take a moment to just lie down and just tune into your body. Yes, the best when I did this yesterday, honestly, I just felt too overwhelmed, out of place, and I felt like, okay, I don't know what to do. And so I just lied down and I just took a few deep breaths and I grounded myself and I actually figured out because your body will give you signs, will give you sensations. So really take a moment to come to see and to think that, where am I feeling that sensation? Sometimes, most of the time, we feel it in our heart. Sometimes we feel it in our throat. Sometimes we feel it in our stomach, right? So, and sometimes we feel it in our back, sometimes we feel it in our head. That is the place which where your system is relaxing, it is releasing. That's where the work is happening, right? So tune into the place, like really tune into the place, like where am I feeling? So this is also a beautiful journal prompt, a beautiful exercise for you to actually, when you don't know how to connect, just ask yourself, where am I feeling this energy? If you really tune in, you will be able to feel it. And that energy is like that tightness sometimes. It's sometimes that frustrating feeling. It's sometimes like something is wrong. And it's like this stuck emotion in some parts of your body, right? So that's how you like kind of connect to that space and really keep your hands to that space. And again, it's not like only Reiki healers or it's not like spiritual healers can only send you energy. We all, the ultimate realization is that we all are very spiritual, enlightened, light beings, and we all are beyond powerful than we can even like imagine. And so, if you just like take a moment to keep your hand to that space and just give it energy, you will start getting some answers. So you will have that, so I got yesterday taken off today. Just relax, just receive. And that's what I did. And the moment I said, okay, today I'm not going to work because I'm not in the space. So today's my holiday because my days are honestly not fixed yet. So the moment I said that, I felt such a deep sense of relief. And I could feel that energy stuck in my heart, really releasing, because my body was probably just trying to tell me that you need some rest. Yeah, and when I took rest, I ended up, honestly, when I gave myself that space, I ended up reviewing so much, reviewing what I've done in the past 15 days since the month has started, where I have, like, just, and doing it from a place of relaxation, doing it from a place of not like, oh my God, I have to meet this goal, I have to do this. No, it was just so fluid. And this is what your intuition is mostly. It is very, very fluid. It's not like structured so much, which is what the masculine energy is. Feminine energy is more soft and more scattered, which is why sometimes we can't understand that energy of intuition, because we just never were trained for it, right? And it's something new, and which is why we have difficulty to grasp it. But once you do, you it's really like getting in touch with your intuition is like getting to know an old friend, right? It's really like getting in touch with an old friend and keep on sharing, keep on getting to know her more and more and more and more. Yeah. So that's how you connect to your body. Second, so we have a few steps. Like I just won't take long, just like probably few minutes. Just wanted to just give you some steps, probably to kind of like give you an idea. So when I was a kid, that was like my favorite way to do. I did not know about oracle cards, honestly, or tarot cards until like 3, 4 years back. Uh, so I used to make these chips, and I used to write yes or no. And I used to, like, when I was considering, this was like probably when I was in school, okay. But somewhere I think I was still in touch with my intuition, which is why I was guided to do that, and I listened to it. I actually listened to that voice within me, and I made those shifts with a yes or a no when I was confused, and I would actually sit in front of God and actually pick a shit, and I would actually do what the answer came. So I trusted. I trusted the divine, and you know, part of me would be like, this is so stupid. This is so silly, and I would actually do it even when I was like in 11th, 12th. Again, that part of me was like, this is so silly, Shivani. No one does this way. But I would still do it. And I think a part of me, even though part of me was like, this is silly, a part of me really trusted it that this is guiding me. Yes, so if for you, I mean, the best, of course, you know, or most of the spiritual healers actually do start the journey with oracle cards and tarot cards, because they do kind of like connect you. So if you if you have oracle cards, if you get tarot cards, of course, a great way to enhance your intuition. Even if you're not a tarot reader, I think everybody should start. Start. Like, it's a beautiful place to start that relationship with your intuition. A tarot really introduces you to, allows you to expand your mind, you know, to see beyond the act. Like, there are no actual meanings of tarot, I'll be honest. Like, I never learned tarot from anywhere. I just watched people do it, and I got my first deck, and I was like, I did it from a place like, I want to build this relationship with my intuition. That was my agenda of getting my first deck, and I got it. And I just read the cards, and I used to just see them, and I just see what the images speak to me, what those illustrations speak to me. And as I'm saying this, I'm also reminded how when I was a kid, I used to see these, you know, modern art paintings hanging in people's houses, and I used to often decode these paintings. Okay, what does it mean? So, you know, the reason I'm relating my childhood with intuition and with all the practical aspects which you can adapt into your life is because I want to explain you that how natural it is for us to activate that part within us, which is intuitive. As a child, if I was doing it, I'm sure even you guys were doing it in some other way, maybe, yes? But you were curious. At that time, your subconscious was still very active. It was still curious. It still wanted to uh, understand the deeper meaning, to see beyond what you can see with your naked eyes. Yes. So that's those two are few things which you can do. Three actually. Then what you can also do. This is also something very interesting. I remember I've done that like till college. I think honestly, and even like 5, 6. I still do it sometimes. Honestly, even when I can like read tarot and stuff. So when I'm like really like, I don't know what's happening, blah, 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 I open my favorite, I take my favorite book. And at that time, I remember I used to do this a lot with the book called The Alchemist. A lot of people's spiritual journey begins with that book. And I think somewhere even mine did. But yeah, whenever I was like, okay, what should I do? How do I need to navigate this thing? I would just open that book and I would trust that whatever page I've opened, this is my answer. And you guys see, at all these places, trusting is everything. When you trust, you really, like we're just learning to trust. Intuition is nothing but to trust in divine. Is to, and intuition is honestly nothing if you're not trusting it, right? What will I do with intuition if I am not really? So a lot of times, we are like, and it's very interesting how this has happened to me. Like it still happens to a lot of spiritual people. I think, oh my God, I got a sign. Oh my God, I got a sign, right? We ask for sign sometimes, and then we get a sign. And sometimes we don't ask for a sign, but we still get a sign, and we just get like, wow, I got a sign. And then, there were, I remember when we first started talking about angel numbers, a lot of people used to send me screenshots. And a lot of people used to get, and I know even now, people who are just beginning this spiritual, they get very excited. But oh my God, wow, 11, 11, 11, 11, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, but why are you getting that? You know? So yeah, I think a part of us is really happy that, oh my God, wow, the universe is sending me a message. But you got to accept the message for what it is, not just be like, wow, I got a sign. Celebrate it, be grateful to it. So try to really ask your intuition, which is why a lot of people say, when you see 11, 11, think what you were thinking at that time, or try to just tune in. It's a portal. You're connected to the universe. So just try to tune in and see what is my intuition trying to tell me. And that means that we are all being directed through all these things to a voice. I'm not saying we all have activated our clairvoyance or clairaudience and all these psychic abilities. Sometimes we do, and honestly, on a subtle level, we all are always practicing it without being really conscious about it. But we are, when we get connected to this intuitive part of us, we are allowing those voices to sometimes come in the form of a vision. You feel you're imagining, you feel you're dreaming, but you're not. It's a vision opening up. Yes. Sometimes you hear a song. Sometimes the song comes to your mind, and you're like, okay. I mean, a lot of times you don't even pay attention, right? But sometimes if a song comes just out of nowhere, it is your intuition trying to speak to you. Sometimes a phrase comes to your mind. Sometimes a quote comes to your heart. And I think this is very interesting as I'm speaking. I feel like it doesn't come to your mind, it comes to your heart. If you can make a difference, you will see how when things come through your heart, they are definitely a message from your inner guidance system, aka the universe. Universe is not outside of you, it's inside you. The GPS system is your intuition. Yes, so if I would have named this session connecting to the universe, it would have been pretty much the same thing. Yeah. So, Chandna, how much time do we have?
We have a few. I guess we could go into the EFT session, if that's okay. But I'll just add two bits to what you just said, right?
I have two journal prompts also, so I'll just add that.
Okay, go with the journal prompt first.
Okay, so journaling is one way through which I have really accessed my intuition for a very long time, ever since, because I used to journal even when I was a kid. But at that time, it was more like, oh my God, this happened in school, that happened in school. But eventually, that journaling started changing, and it has changed so much over the years. But that's something where I learned channeling and a letter from the universe, or channeling or automated writing, how it's known as, right? So how it's, and I know a lot of people are like actual channelers. And I think even I would like to call myself a channeler at times, but I want to say we all are channelers, right? Every time you connect to your intuition, and every time, yes, sometimes messages can come to another person, but if you tune in, it can come through you too. And if someone can actually get your channel letter from here or there, even you can get a channel letter for yourself. Yes. So journaling, as I said, like if you just like, so basically it's about creating that sacred space, which is why anytime you want to connect your intuition, very important is to have that sacred physical space around you where you really have that energy, So one way is to have a permanent sacred space in your house where every time you're feeling like, I'm not aligned, you can go back there. The energy is kind of like stored, right? So you can easily tap into it. That's the best way to do it. But anytime you're not feeling connected, it's good to create that physical sacred space around you, like light up some candles, quiet the noise, quiet. Like you cannot really expect yourself to listen to your intuition if you're just scrolling on Instagram. So yeah, get that all external chaos away and take some, reflective time with you. That's when your intuition is like ready to talk to you. Yes, and then like you can take out a journal and then you can actually start asking yourself, how do I feel right now? Yeah. What am I trying? And and when you start asking these questions, how do I feel right now? How do I feel in my body right now? How can I feel this way if not this way? What should I be doing right now? Or am I where I'm supposed to be? And sometimes, most of the times, when we feel sick, when we feel not aligned, it's a greater call from the universe to take a look at your life from a larger perspective. So yes, how can I, what changes can I make right now in my life to get myself aligned? Am I living my biggest dreams? Those are all the questions you can actually go through. Once you start opening that channel, all these questions will start coming to you. It again depends on every individual, right? Because sometimes, like for some people, it's like a Q&A format. For some people, it's just like for me, it's like once I start writing, there's no stopping. I just start writing, and then I end up writing pages of it, which is why morning pages is one technique, which is great. Beginning, if you don't want to do anything, you don't want to take away anything from this, take away morning page. Like that's one exercise I want you to do every single morning you get up, or at least like most of the mornings, so that everything you have going inside is out on the paper, right? And then at least your mind can make sense. Otherwise, it's just and you can see it, because when you're writing, at least mine always does. I started all the negative bullshit and I automatically shift to as if I am consoling myself, as if I'm reassuring myself, and I know that's my inner guidance system talking to me now. So I start with I am feeling like this, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And then I end up, right, after 3-4 pages, it's like, you are safe, you are aligned, you're exactly where you need to be. I'm not doing that a lot right now because I'm doing a lot of other things. But at least in the beginning of my spiritual journey, this is something which honestly saved me so many times when I would feel so confused and I had no direction at all. So that's something. And if you want, I'll just quickly read out 3 journal prompts, how to connect your intuition. You can note this down, or Chandna, you can leave it in the chat box, either way. Right? So one is, how do I feel in my body? So when I said, either you can ask yourself or you can write it down if you feel that makes more sense. And then, a great way is like where you're feeling the sensations. Okay, so if you're feeling it in your heart chakra. So, okay, so what does heart chakra symbolizes? Your heart is opening, it's expanding, you're feeling more compassion, you're releasing, you're forgiving, all of those things, right? If it's happening in your stomach, it's the solar plexus. So obviously, if you're interested, you can read a lot more about all these chakras and everything, what it means. But your mind is intelligent enough, honestly, it starts relating and joining threads already. Yes. So I'll give you 3 journal prompts. One is, how is your intuition's voice different from your mind? When you do this, you will start seeing when is your fear triggering you and when is your intuition working out. Yes. So this is for you, especially if you've never been like connected to your intuition, you don't know how to connect your intuition. Ask yourself this question several times in the coming days. How is my intuition's voice different from my mind? Yes. And the second one is, how do I act when I'm following my intuition? This will make you feel reassured that your intuition is right, that your intuition is guided, that your intuition always makes you react in a more loving, kinder, wiser way. Yes. So, yeah, when I'm listening to my intuition, I'm much more calm. When I'm listening to my intuition, I am much more, I take decisions from a much more wiser place. All these things. So this is like almost like you're getting to, as I said, it's a friendship. It's a beautiful friendship between you and your intuition. And it's almost like you're meeting a person and it's almost like you're getting to know her or him, whatever it is. Yes? And then the third one is, do you trust your intuition and when were you rewarded? I think you should, anybody who's doing it whenever, do it like in the gap, and you'll be able to see how you start trusting more and more. Like if you've never been connected, if you ask right now, and again, as I said, disclaimer in the beginning, it's not like a switch on button that today I have not been trusting at all and tomorrow I'll be completely in trust. It's the thing which we build, and I mean, I'm still building it. There are times when I lose it, lose my connection to intuition and start spiraling in fear until I remember, and then I do what I need to do to come back to into that place of listening to my intuition. So, which is why really keep on asking yourself, am I trusting my intuition? Am I trusting my intuition? And then when we ask ourselves this question, when was I rewarded for my intuition? It's again a beautiful reaffirmation. It's like all mindset work is you convincing your mind, like, look, this works. Okay. So it's like a sales pitch. So you tell yourself, like, yes, I was rewarded for my intuition when so for example, I did an abundance masterclass few days back, a few weeks, last week honestly, and just totally an intuitive call, no planning, nothing. I just got it, I posted it, I launched it, I did it, and that's it. It was one of the most amazing things I did, and it was so spontaneous, it was so on point, and I'm so glad I did it. I have been hearing such good things about it. So, you would also have taken those decisions, you speak to your intuition. Try to bring more of that instead of being like, right now, the only reason you don't trust your intuition is because you feel it hasn't rewarded you enough. So start bringing experiences in your life which makes you feel like you have rewarded yourself. Yeah. So yeah, those were the three journal prompts which I had and a few of the tips and everything. Uh, so, Chandana, can we do the EFT now?
Yeah, we can. One thing, guys, I think just to reiterate with what we've already said, your intuition is always there, whether you
Yeah.
feel it or not. So, a lot of us think we need to try to be something, try to do a lot. But all you need to actually do is stop the trying and start connecting with yourself. And when you do
Yeah.
that, you'll have a lot more
Honestly,
access to your intuition.
and also, as you said, not try to do anything, but to do nothing in that. The nothingness moment, the more moments you create of nothingness, the more your intuition is able to talk to you, which is why I said, get into that sacred space where you're doing nothing, honestly. The external is not interfering. And those moments of, yeah, what are you doing? Nothing. And
And
that's when
this
you're
could
actually
be
having a,
and this could be doing something creative, doing things that activities that help you feel more connected to yourself. For a lot of us,
yeah,
it's like exercise, meditation. It's not always spiritual in that sense, because a lot of
yes,
people here think that, oh, I need to do a spiritual practice. But spiritual
no.
is anything that helps you connect to your own spirit. So if it is playing a song and singing it out, that too is you connecting to your creative potential.
Cooking. For me, honestly, I don't cook a lot, but when I'm really angry or when I'm really like not in an aligned place, I cook, and I feel like it's that space for me, that creative gap for me where I get to just be,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like I get more connected to my intuition.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
With that, let's hand over to EFT now.
okay. So I'm not really sure how many of you would be familiar with EFT. EFT is emotional freedom tapping technique. It's a psychotherapy. It was mainly, and it's not very actually old. It just came to be existence in the 90s, in the late 90s, and it's primarily been used by people to cure pain, physical pain, and anxiety, and all of these things. But over the time, as we have connected more to our subconscious, we all have recognized how basically EFT does it. It's like it's releasing all the clogged energy. So how acupressure works, how acupuncture works, it's releasing that uh, clogged emotions, clogged energy. That's why when we tap onto certain energy meridian points, we are releasing those blocks. What is manifestation? Manifesting anything, what you desire, is nothing but letting go of the block. Yeah. So if you want something, you don't have to really go and do anything to get it. All you need to do is to clear the block. Yeah. So in our case today, right now, our agenda with this is to connect to our intuition or to connect to our inner guidance system, right? Because if we are not connected enough and all of that stuff. And so, yeah, have a glass of water if you, because it's a releasing exercise. It's always good to kind of like hydrate yourself. And yeah, you can repeat after me, just follow me, and whatever I'm saying, just say it after me a bit loudly. Uh, no, I think it's good if you can hear it rather than just saying it in your mind, right? So, how it works is that basically we are emptying all the negative belief systems and we're replacing it with all the positive stuff, right?
Shubham,
Basically,
could you also, before we start, just show everyone the points once? So,
yeah, that's what I'm going to show you. So then there are 9 energy meridian points that I will be tapping onto. So the we start with this one, the fleshy part of your hand. You can use left or right, whatever is okay with you. You don't have to stick to any one of them, or you can do both, honestly. And then you begin with like this first near your eyebrow. Then you go here next to your eyes, underneath your eyes, then on top of your lips, then on your chin, then on your collarbone, and then on the side where here, right? And then top of your head. Yes, it's like you can see. So move back a bit. So yeah, here. Okay. So yes, we'll be tapping onto all these points one by one as we keep on saying things. Okay. So have a little bit of water. Ground yourself. Just take 3 deep breaths. And begin. Though, even though I believe that I'm not connected to the universe, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I believe that I'm not connected to the universe and to myself, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I believe that I'm not connected to my inner guidance, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel disconnected from my intuition, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. For so long, I have stayed disconnected from my intuition. For so long, I believed that there's only one way of doing things. For so long, I felt I was not connected to the universe. I have felt the emptiness. I have felt the disconnection. I have felt alone. I have felt that I'm not taken care of. And I have been seeking all the help from outside. But the truth is, all this inner guidance, all the universal guidance was always inside me. I have always been taken care of. I have always been guided. I have always known, only that I couldn't recognize before that I was already connected, that I already had this inner guidance installed within me. And even though for so long I have not trusted my intuition and I have only trusted what I could see, what I could hear, what people told me, what I could see in facts, in figures, in evidences, I now choose, I now choose, I now choose to lean on, to lean on, to lean on my inner knowing, my inner guidance system who knows it all. I'm ready to be friends with my intuition. I'm ready to get to know my intuition. I'm ready to act from my intuition. When I act from my intuition, I always have fun. It's fun to listen to my intuition. It's easy to listen to my intuition. I let go of the belief that I am not intuitive enough. I have always been intuitive. I was born with this powerful intuition. I accept my intuitive gift. I accept that I am an intuitive being. I am a spiritual being. I am intuitive. And all the answers that I seek outside are already within me. I now allow this intuitive feminine energy to rise within me. I'm intuitive. I accept my intuition. I allow my intuition. I trust my intuition. I flow with my intuition. I allow my intuition to speak to me loud and clear. I'm intuitive. I'm accessing my intuition. I'm accessing my intuition. My intuition is free to now speak to me, to now connect to me. I'm intuitive. I love being intuitive. I'm enjoying my intuitive life. And so it is, and so it is. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. And keep your hand on your chest and feel like you're going into your heart space and feel like you're pulling out a fragment out from your heart space and feeling it, seeing it, and getting to know it. It's a soul fragment within you, and you're now accessing it. Something you unlocked today. And every time you forget that you're intuitive, every time you forget your intuitive gifts, your intuition, come back to this soul fragment which you are right now touching, holding in your hand, and be pulled from your heart space. It could be a stone, it could be a diamond, it could look like a leaf or flower. This is your sign, this is your symbol, this is your symbol of recognizing and remembering your intuition. And gently place it back. Take a deep breath and open your eyes. So I hope you guys feel good. I feel so much lighter. Uh, Definitely the last part is not a part of EFT. It was just a bonus visualization. I don't know, lately all visualizations have started becoming a part of my EFT. But I think it's a good way to really anchor that energy. And yeah, are we taking any questions, Chandana?
Yeah,
Or are we
sure, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If there are any questions, I know we've overrun time a little bit. So if there are any questions, please let us know. A few that came while you were doing this is we just tap the points, correct? Or do we have to press it? Is there any pressure that's
no. It's just like you can like literally just tap
okay? And
it. There's no
the
pressure.
statements, because someone asked, can we give them these statements? Are these statements spontaneous, as what I thought it was?
Yeah, they're totally spontaneous.
They're totally. Is
Yeah,
there a way in case someone wants to do it afterwards? Is there some
yeah,
sequence they should go in?
yeah. So which is why, as I explained in the beginning, before we begin the whole process, was that the best way how to identify is that first you begin with, even though the statement is like, even though this is the, even though dash your problem agenda, your problem thing, your problem statement inserted there, and then you go about, I still deeply and completely love and accept myself. And that really answers that energy that, no matter what the problem is, it's not taking away the existence of who you are, right? Your love still exists for you. Then the next step is to actually start seeing, addressing. It's like, as I said, right? We are addressing all the points. So a lot lot of modern manifestation tools, I think what I don't really like about it is just dumping on the good, sweet, sugary stuff. We're not really emptying the negative points. And it's so important because you can like you can literally dump all the sugary stuff on top, but if the foundation is not strong, it's like someday it will just fall apart. So it's very important to address the negative points, and that's when you start releasing, right? And when you will start doing it on your own, you will start uncovering a lot of the areas, sometimes from your childhood, sometimes from your past, where you feel like, okay, so this happened, or I feel this, or I believe into this because of this. Right now, because it's in just one session, but when I do the whole tap with me, the 4 week program, the whole idea is that we are just uncovering layers after layers after layers, right? And that's where we go deep into like, okay, this is why it happened, this is why it happened, and you kind of like get it, and then because you're releasing, so a lot of times you might feel like yawning, you might feel like burping, you might even cry out. So, okay, so don't get alarmed if tears start falling. It's just like you're releasing all that stuff which has been just stored inside you, right? It's not easy. Again, I want to like very heavily emphasize on this point that not everyone is, I think, uh, always like ready to take on to this. It's a healing journey. You know it when you're ready to do this. And again, not to scare you or anything, but just want to tell you that if you are ready to face your emotions, then this is an absolute beautiful exercise for you, an absolute beautiful tool for you. Because imagine all that stuff is like inside, anyway inside, right? It's not like right now it's coming out. It's there, and you're living with it. Just like living with cancer, honestly. All diseases are just manifestation of accumulated toxins. And so when you tap, it's like you're just releasing that stuff. So uh, yeah, it's like you're releasing all the negative points. And then the first is obviously to once, as you noticed, the first is that I'm not connected, I'm not trusted, and people told me that it's not wise to connect to intuition. And then we moved on to, but I'm trusting it, I'm believing, I've always been into it. So then you start emphasizing on the positive. It's more like saying positive affirmation. Yeah.
That's useful. So so that kind of helps people understand what that
Yeah.
experience was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody has any other questions with regards to this? If not,
I have the Instagram live.
okay. A message that's coming to me is that so this has just been sent to me personally, so I'll just read it out.
Yeah.
What if you're not ready to listen to your intuition?
What if you're not ready to
Ready to,
listen?
because it always can push you out of your comfort zone. So it's a
Yeah.
very relevant point. What if you're not ready?
Yeah. I just added you on live, and now we have to do. Okay. Yeah. So honestly, there has to come a point where you get ready. There is no perfect time that you keep on waiting that one day there will be a perfect time to listen to my intuition. If you're here right now watching this, you're ready. Uh, and one of the points which probably were a little short on time and I couldn't say was also this that yeah, your fear-based voice will always have you play safe. Okay, your fear-based voice will always have you keep on playing that pattern, that belief pattern. But your intuition will be like, go take that risk, do something new, and it will be scary. Of course, it's not going to be. Uh, you're not safe in the hamster wheel anymore. Once you start listening to your intuition, you start taking big risks, big decisions, and you actually start questioning what the hell is happening. But honestly, your life is changing in the most beautiful way. uh, so yeah, I think which is why when you said it's very important to trust the intuition first, to know that even though it doesn't make complete sense, and that's the thing with intuition, honestly, it's not based on facts or figures or evidences or history. So our mind is just so used to seeing those things as evidences, but our intuition is like, you do it. And you're like, why? There's no why to it. You just do it.
And I'll just add to that your intuition will always be right for you where you are. It'll never
Yeah.
ask you to, take a huge push or jump off a cliff or any such thing. It
Yeah.
only works with you for who you are, because it comes from within you. So
Yeah.
it'll always it'll always come with no analysis, like thinking. Someone asked earlier, how do you distinguish thinking from intuition? Intuition is just a statement. There will be no analyzing it. There will be no
Yeah. Which
talking
is what
and
I said.
justifying it.
Intuition should never explain itself. Like, you're supposed to do this because this.
Yeah. And it'll always make you feel lighter, more
Yeah.
empowered, and more peaceful. So if it's
Yeah.
causing you stress, guilt, helplessness, frustration, chances are it's you pressurizing yourself.
Chandna, you are on live, I think, from your Instagram. Can you mute it because
Yeah,
I'm getting that
yeah,
voice in the
sure.
back.
So yeah, so I guess that is the crux, at least from my experience, how your intuition always works with where you are.
Yeah, which is why I said that if you're here right now, whatever you are ready to build that relationship with your intuition, it is only going to bring you to places and do things which you're ready. So yeah.
So that is it. Unless there is any more question, I hope we answered everybody. But if there's nothing else, thank you so much, Shivani, for being here for this community and for us creating this community today. There are people here who are known to you and who are known to me.
I loved it so much. Thank you.
And
It was something new,
yeah,
and it's really exciting what you're doing. And yeah, I hope we do more of these.
for
And I
sure.
hope to see all of you guys more part of our workshops and everything that we do. It is so good to have you. And if you guys have any questions, I think you can always DM me or Chandana.
Yes,
My Instagram handle is @thebarfi. And Chandana is the spiritual psychologist.
psychologist got it.
Okay, yeah.
Take care of yourselves,
So,
guys. And
thank you
thank you
guys.
so
Yeah, take
much
care.
for
Stay
being here.
safe. And I think right now, especially with all that's happening in the world right now, this is the best time to connect your intuition. Nothing else will save you but your intuition. Right now, nothing can actually give you an answer which really satisfies right now, no matter how much news you watch, no matter how much facts and figures you try to get on your hands to make yourself feel better. The best way sometimes to really switch off that chaos, that news, really get in a corner, yeah, place, and just create that sacred space to connect your intuition. Your intuition will always answer. Yeah.
Very true and very well said. The other thing is that now more than ever, you'll be pushed to listen to your intuition. So,
Yes.
so that is
This
one
is
reason why
right,
we're doing
guys.
this.
You're in perfect place.
Yeah. So good luck with that. And like we said, any questions, please message us. And thank you for being here. And happy Sunday evening.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
Shivani. Take care.
Bye. Take
Bye,
care.
guys. Bye,
So
everybody.
lovely.